Greetings metal community and welcome back to another collection update. This will be divided up into parts, with black metal first and then death metal later on. Yeah, I'm just gonna dive right into it as I always do. In the background we will be playing Warhammer 666. This is the 2025 demo, which has a very confusing track listing. It's different on the inner and the outer. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going with this because I think that's the right track listing for it. Yeah, this is Lee's project. If you haven't checked out his channel, he do have a channel where he talks a lot about this music and other stuff. He doesn't show music like I do, but it's quite interesting to hear his thoughts about the process of making shit like this. It's not shit, but you know what I mean. So yeah, he reached out to me on Bandcamp after I bought this one on digital files, and the reason why I bought it is because of this next track, which I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, so I'm gonna give you a little sample of how good this band is, or project, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I fucking love this song. This is one of my most played song this year. I just love that kind of lead guitar, or whatever you're gonna call it. He does it really well on this release. All the kind of leads, also the kind of what's the fourth song, Heaven's War. It's also kind of have a fantastic lead going there. This is a bit more aggressive. He also sent me this one, very kind of in. This is not as fast and raw. It's a bit more mid-paced up tempo, black metal. This is way more intense and better production and better, especially the drum sound on this is better than this one. So still a good listen, but this is just a good step up in terms of quality. I really like this album, or EP, demo, whatever. Just some absolutely killer songs here. And his vocals are very intense, and I think it might be too intense for some people. I don't know, it fits very well for me. I sometimes struggle a bit when people go too high in the kind of, but other times it works. He do variate the vocals as well, which helps. You do slow it down like this part, and with more kind of a slightly more atmospheric feel to it. But yeah, this is great stuff. I really dig this one. As I said, go and listen to the Festering Heart song. If you don't like that, you're probably not gonna like the band, but I dig this demo very much. He just released a new album, so you can go check it out. I will link up his Bandcamp site so you can go and check it out. But awesome stuff, and thank you very much for sending me these two CDs. It's not cheap to send stuff from the US, so really appreciate it if you're watching this. So let's continue. We're gonna do some Norwegian stuff. Yeah, this one I thought I had in my collection, but I didn't. This is Helljjin, Til Avsky For Livet. Kind of early 2000s, I would say. I think it's a poster with a nice upside down cross and 3 skulls. which is cool. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't read much about this band. I just always known about them. As I said, I thought I had this on CD or something like that, but I couldn't find it. Primitive, raw black metal. I would put some kind of, you know, a little bit talky, a little bit Gorgoroth, but also the kind of more blasty songs are more towards Dark Funeral or something like that. So it's quite varied in terms of music, and yeah, quite a good listen, and cool to have it. It's on this kind of marble, red, black marble, whatever you're gonna call it. Should be on black vinyl. It's black metal, but yeah, if you haven't heard this, go and check it out. It is really a good listen, and kind of more of a hidden, not a jam necessarily, but a hidden band. I don't think a lot of people know about this band, but it doesn't, you know, especially back in the early 2000s where everything was super polished. This is kind of a nice throwback to that period where, you know, this is raw and you know, as the black metal should be, and you can see it on the writing as well. You know, this kind of the early style of Norwegian black metal done in the early 2000s, and yeah, really nice to have it in the collection finally. Yeah, continuing in Norway. I didn't pick up this last year, or I did see a lot of people talk about it, but I kind of didn't like the previous album, so I didn't bother to check this out. But after a lot of people showed this, and some had them on the end of year lists, I picked it up. I blind bought it. I trust my fellow YouTubers for the most part. This is the Gjendød with the album Livskramper. You have a slaughtered troll there, and this is on pure black vinyl, Osmosis production, and also the inner musically. Gjendød is, I mean, this is a really good album. I kind of, you know, I'm glad that people caught this last year and showed it, because I would probably just have discarded it. I would put this, there are some kind of Ulver and a bit enslaved as well in some parts. It is more of that a little bit folky feel to some of the songs, and you know, it's kind of fairy tale cover artwork, and same with this. So that goes with the territory. But as I said, I do get a lot of the Ulver feeling. Not necessarily copying Ulver, is just kind of in the same vein as them for a lot of this stuff. Very good production on it. Not like super clean, but sounds very good, and the bass playing on this album is awesome. Really nice bass lines. Bass is an instrument that often kind of get buried, which is a shame. But on this album, the bass really, you know, are free to do a lot of kind of disjointed bass lines, if you want to call it that. You know, not following the guitars and kind of creating their own passage, which I think is great. You know, it's great vocals. Everything is very well done here. So yeah, go and check it out. It's a really good album, and thanks to the metal community for picking it up last year, so I could be inspired to check it out. So yeah, this is also well, the vinyl and the CD came out this year, but this was released on tape last year. This is Enevelde with Pandemonium. It is basically, I would say, one song, but it's divided up in chapters. You have, as always, with the Territory Possessions, cool poster, and very well done. You know, everything here is as it should be. This is young Krobel again, you know, from Misanthropic and Krobel, doing everything, playing the drums and everything himself, and he's a very good musician. So yeah, it is kind of, it's a little bit, as I said, with Krobel, I do get the kind of Burzum-esque feel. Not that it's copying Burzum or anything, it's just that kind of cold and simplistic genius riff making that kind of makes me think of Burzum, and not necessarily the sound and definitely not the vocals. But yeah, this is a really good one. The previous album did not kind of really take off with me, like didn't really enjoy it, but this one is way better. And if you like Misanthropic and Krobel, I'm pretty sure you will enjoy this as well. Another quality release from young Krobel. Of course, everything is in Norwegian. And yeah, as I said, you know, don't think that this is a 2025 release, because the tape was released last year. So for those who have, you know, thought about putting this on this year end list, I did have it on my black metal list for the last year. But yeah, great album. Just had to turn it up again. Warhammer 66 doing great job there. This is Serpentes with Desert Psalms. I initially thought this was a Icelandic band, basically because the intro is done on Icelandic, a female kind of folky tune in the beginning. And I also knew that DG from Misanthropic was doing something with this album. I think he is the producer behind it, and also the drummer plays on this. A drummer from Misanthropic plays on this. This is a one-man band again. I mean, you have a band name, you have to be a band, right? It's not a project. But yeah, great album. Really good stuff. It do remind me a little bit of the Icelandic scene, you know, some Misanthropic, some Sinmara maybe. Modern style black metal. This is the vinyl with the right color. I know black is not a color, blah blah blah, whatever. But yeah. If you like the Icelandic scene, I like the modern Icelandic scene. I think you would enjoy this album. This guy is from Portugal, if I didn't mention that. So, but it doesn't sound like anything from Portugal that I have listened to of late. But really good stuff. Impressed by this album. I played it a lot the last couple of days, and it is a grower. Still need more spins, but. I wouldn't be surprised if this ended up on my black metal list for this year. It depends on how many good releases, but as this year has been so far, there hasn't been a lot of killer black metal releases that I picked up that has been released this year. But yeah, killer stuff if you are leaning towards the modern Icelandic black metal scene. Go and check this one out. Then I picked up this one, I heard a song from it and I liked it because I like Hellenic black metal. This band is called Aran with the Ordo Diabolicum. very much in the vein of Rotten Christ, and it's for the most part very well done as well. I really like the music here. The only thing I would have kind of not done as much as they do is kind of the dual vocals. It's a little bit annoying, a little bit too much. You do get this kind of female singing thing that Rotten Christ have had of the later years as well. So it's very much a Rotten Christ copy, I would say. It's really well done musically, as I said. If you like the style, go and check it out. I do like the album. I just wish they didn't have done so many like a double layered vocals, because it's kind of a little bit disturbing for me and unnecessary. But yeah, for fans of Rotten Christ, most definitely go and check it out. I'm sure there's a lot of people who will enjoy this one. So yeah, that was it for the black metal part. So I'm gonna pause the video and switch up the tunes. See you in a bit. Yes, going on with the next part of this video. This is blackened death metal from France. Hexekration, Rites with Misanthropic, Path of Carnal, Deliverance. As you can see there, very cool logo. Fits the music very well. I don't think the cover really fits the music that way. Maybe this should have been the cover. But yeah, very cool video. Yeah, as I said, from France, if I'm remembering correctly. If not, I do apologize to the band. Black Vinyl, out on Gods of War production, which has released several of the other ones that I'm going to talk about now. Just a evil. I mean, the riff-wise, this is mostly black metal. It is fast, tremolo picking, but it has this heavy, deathy guitar sound, and also the vocals are a little bit more towards death metal. But yeah, great songwriting here and really an evil feel to it. I'm gonna play a snippet for you when it starts. Yeah, this is fucking great. It kind of reminds me a little bit of, in terms of aggression. It reminds me a little bit of Necrochaos. Has that evil punch to them. Love the drum sound area. It is, the bass drums are pretty heavy, but the drum sounds overall is very organic. Really like it. Great drumming as well. Great vocals. Everything is done. There's a lot of cool riffs going in there. So it doesn't necessarily pop out the first couple of times you listen to it. Because first time I heard this album, I was kind of, it sounds good. But after 3 or 4 spins, this kind of just, gets there. Fucking great album. So if you like evil death metal or blackened death metal, it's very pounding and very fucking in your face. Love this album. So hope you go and check it out. If that snippet doesn't sell you, I don't know what. But yeah, we can continue with France. I picked up 2. I can show you the new one first. This is the new Corruptor with Gloria in Profundis. This is a Burke cover, I think. Yeah, it looks like a Burke cover. Oh, just listen to this. So fucking good. Hexekration Rites, guys. Go and check it out. Yeah, Corruptor is... I also picked up this previous album as well. And I can just talk about the new one because they are in the same vein. Great album as well. Out on Gods of War production. I don't remember when this came out. 2-3 years ago. Descent into Darkness, or into Madness. Did see several people show this when it came out. I just forgot it. So when this new one came out, I found this, and this was on sale as well. So I got it for, I think it was €5 or something. Cheap, very cheap. This is actually a two-man band. This third guy is just doing some weird vocals in the vein of like. It's some additional vocals that sound like a little bit like Bonnie Greenway does on some of the newer, albums. That's not his normal voice. They have implemented that here, so it's pretty cool. These two guys play in what's the name of that? Mortify, old legendary band from France. Old, but way older than this. Quite brutal vocals, deep guttural vocals. Music-wise, it's kind of everything from brutal death metal down to, yeah, almost death doom. Very nice variation. It has, this is what I call death metal with brutality. It has to do with the vocals, but also a lot of the riffs are really hitting hard. Again, great drumming, great drum sound on it. And the drummer doesn't blast when they play super fast. He kind of holds down the tempo a little bit, giving it a little bit more groove. The problem with brutal death metal is sometimes that the drummer also get carried away. But this guy is really good at kind of keeping the pace and vary it a lot. So a killer death metal album, great cover, artwork. Yeah, really digging it. As I said, the vocals are really deep, really guttural, but it kind of fits. And it's make them stand out in a way, I would say. But yeah, really glad I picked up this album. Another good addition for this year. I think it was this year it came out. But yeah, doesn't matter. Metal is timeless anyway, so... Yeah, I can show some other stuff that I picked up that was on that sale. This is Morbid Sacrifice, Ceremonial Blood Worship from Italy. And this kind of tells you what you're getting. It again, like evil death metal, occult death metal. Pretty damn good. This is a short one, it's 24 minutes. It's listed as an album, but for me it's an EP or a mini album. Mini album might be the right term for this one. But yeah, solid, evil sounding occult death metal. And go and check it out. I will link it all up below. Also picked up this tape. I do have it on CD. This is Necrochaos. This came out 21 or something. One of my favorite albums that year. Mortal Angel Descent. I think I paid €3 for the tape, so that was a no-brainer. Fantastic album, Necrochaos. If you haven't heard this album, you have missed out on quality, definitely. I think they're from Germany, but don't quote me on that one. Also picked up this EP by Heads for the Dead, which is a international group, Swedish, Johnny Pettersson and Rolf Hauber. I think he is the vocalist of Revel in Flesh. So this is very much a Swedish sounding death metal album with some leanings towards German death metal as well, I would say. I really like this band. I've released a couple of really good albums, and yeah, they're not the HM2 style, but it's a lot of Swedish old school sounding riffs here. So if you haven't heard this band, again, this is a very good band, so go and check it out. This EP is, of course, I'm not rating EPs because they are easier to get great. Yeah, this one was also, I think, released last year. Again, Gods of War production, Intolerance, with Waking Nightmares of an Endless Void, Spain, if I remember correctly. This is also old school death metal, really good album. Doesn't stand out like other than the vocalist here is really has a cool and different vocals. He does have some of the not comparing him with Mark Reve, but kind of these when Mark Reve sings isolated, he goes like up in the some bursting style. This vocalist has the same, but apart from that, he doesn't sound like Mark Reve. But yeah, really good, cool vocalist. Old school sounding. I would say there's a couple of passages here that reminds me a little bit about Death, but I wouldn't say they are trying to copy anything. They are just inspired, and they make great riffs and great songs. And yeah, again, Black Vinyl. I try to get most of it on Black Vinyl if I can, and if I can't, I will probably start picking up stuff on CD because I can't stand colored vinyls. They are getting on my nerves. But yeah, Intolerance, if you haven't heard this band, second release I think, and they are really good at what they are doing. So yeah, happy to have this. Continuing with Spain, and this is a new one, and I've seen several people talk about it. I think, yeah, there's been a review on Heavy Metallurgy as well, so I think a lot of you have checked it out already. It's the new Jade from Spain, as I said. Another killer album. They are listed as atmospheric death metal, and yeah, the previous one was probably that. I got this from the band directly, and they gave me a note, which is awesome. I really appreciate that, so thank you guys. I know you are watching, so and also sent me a sticker from the demo, their first release. Yeah, again, Black Vinyl. So really cool, out on Pulverized Records. So that's cool. Yeah, as I said, atmospheric death metal, but I think they have gone a little bit more towards black metal, or a little bit more, especially the atmospheric parts are more kind of atmospheric black metal, I would say, or black metal with atmosphere. The clean vocals that I use, or the haunting clean vocals that I used on the previous album, is on this album as well, but they kind of evolved it and made it with more different variation of it, which is cool, because I think if they had just repeated themselves from the previous album, that could have been a bit boring, or yeah, just like samey. But these guys continue to evolve their music a little bit. The first track I heard from this, I was a little bit like disappointed, but when I listened to the whole album, it is a fucking great album. Once again, Don't know how high it will be on my list, but I'm pretty sure this will end up on my list for this year. Yeah, go and check it out if you like music with some great atmosphere, and these leads that they have are kind of just like floating over the whole album and kind of ties it very well together. It's just, yeah, you have to listen to it I can't describe it. Go and listen to it. And yeah, cool artwork again by the same guy who did the previous cover art. I should remember what his name is, but yeah, this is Burke. Maybe Burke didn't do the Corruptor album, but yeah, this is Burke for sure. And really, really cool artwork. Kind of fits the music very well as well. So again, guys, I'm really pleased with this release. Go and check it out. I will link it up below, and do yourself a favor and check it out because it is good. A lot of people were surprised and missed out on the previous album, but don't miss out on this one for sure. I have to go back on that Corruptor album to get the artwork right. Yeah, this is Girardi, of course. Yeah, Girardi did this one. So sorry about that. It's always nice to correct myself and not be corrected in the comments section. Yeah, I did show this on my kind of death video, and I'm just gonna show it again. You know, killer album, death symbolic, finally reissued again, and on black vinyl this time. Not this fucking crappy splatter shit that I did a while back. Not on this album, but the stuff that Relapses are doing is awful. But this is on Roadrunner. So yeah, go and grab yourself a copy. You know, I've seen a lot of people picking up. A lot of people in the comments as well have said that they have ordered it. It was needed for a new pressing of it. Yeah, another one I don't have to talk much about. Therion demo. Really good sounding, not fantastic sounding, but good sounding demos. Yeah, back when they were a proper death metal band. They, of course, as everybody knows, changed their style. Out on Hammerheart, seen this been shown as well. Not gonna. If you like old Therion, you should pick this up. It's worth having. If you don't like Therion, you can just spend your money elsewhere. So yeah, just getting it in there. Yeah, another cool legendary band is Rebaelliun from Brazil with Under the Sign of Rebaelliun. This sadly came on a transparent red fucking shit, but cool center labels on them. So yeah, if you don't know this band, this is in the vein of Crisium. Not as brutal and fast, but not far from it. Really good release. It got delayed a little bit. It was recorded back in 23 or something like that. No, 21. I think one of the members passed, and therefore it got delayed. But yeah, killer artwork as well. So if you like Christian, like some brutal, speedy death metal from Brazil, this is a good one for sure. It's also limited, 236 of 250. Yeah, the kind of surprisingly album this year, not surprisingly, but Sijjin, Helljjin Combat, Actually, they turned into a thrash metal band, but still have the Necros Crystals vocals. How does that work? It works great. I did not like the first song from this album. I didn't like the sound of it. It wasn't what I had expected to be. But man, this is a good thrash band or thrash album. Old school sounding. There's there's a good certain like technical stuff here that kind of just surprise you a little bit. Jürgen Aumann did a review on the heavy metallurgy, so you can go and see that because he's better in describing this. But I recorded live in the studio. That might have to do kind of why I didn't kind of like the sound of it early on, because I felt the guitars were a little bit not as juicy as I hoped. And I still feel that they could have been a little bit juicier, but the riffs here are fucking killer. The vocals are cool as always, again on black vinyl. Out on a label called Sepulchral Voice, which is a German label, I think. But yeah, and also the drum sound here is awesome. That is fucking killer. I mean, you can hear the details, the cymbals, everything. Yeah, it has that live, of course, live sound that they were looking for. But yeah, I was just surprised on how thrashy it was and how good it was and how thrash worked with the Necros Crystals vocals. So go and check it out if you have been kind of a little bit on the fence with this. I would recommend you to give it a 3-4 spins, and if you don't like it, then you know that's okay, but I was pleasantly surprised by it. So this is from last album, The Monolith, with the Monolithic Cult of Death from Poland. This album could have been one of the best this year. I mean, I really like 30 minutes of this 35-minute long song. It is modern death metal, great guitar work, great leads, great vocals, great drumming. Everything is great. But when I first heard this, and the reason why I bought it, I heard 5 minutes of the first 5 minutes of this song, and yeah, this was great. But when I pulled out this sheet, you can see that there is a line there saying saxophone, and I was like, immediately I was like, fuck. But I listened to the album and it went like 12 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes before there was any saxophone. So I thought, maybe this is just like a small piece. And it starts off with this deeper and saxophone, which totally fine, that works. But then they try to do some lead stuff with the saxophone, and that does not, it doesn't fit. I mean, it just doesn't resonate with the music at all. It just sounds awful. But it's not totally crap on the first side. It's worse on the B side because they do a kind of a dual thing with the guitar, a lead guitar then lead saxophone, which is, I don't know what they were thinking. It would have been so much better with just guitars. Overall, this is if you like saxophone, go and check it out because the music here is awesome. It's a killer album. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the style that Chest Crush does, but instead of going into chaos, these guys slow it down. So it's kind of just the normal death parts are what is similar to Death Crush in a way. It has to do a little bit with the overall sound of the death metal stuff. I'm not comparing them to Death Crush at all. It's just it has the same feel to it, apart from this is not being any black metal blasting or chaotic. This is just yeah, could have been a killer album, but yeah, I've managed to listen to this 4 or 5 times, even though the saxophone is there, so that should tell you that this is actually a great album. Destroyed by probably around 5 minutes with saxophone on it, so that's sad, but yeah, I will link it up below. You can go and listen to it and give me your thoughts on it. I know there's people that don't mind saxophone, so that's your problem. But yeah, that was all I had. The record is done, so and it's 40 minutes. Thanks as always for watching, subscribing and commenting and all that good fun. I don't know when my next video will be. Probably going to do something different the next time as well, just to change it up a little bit. Maybe go into the crypt and dig out some obscure stuff to listen to. But yeah, until next time, be sure.